And joining me live on the Newshour tonight is Swati Maliwal, DCW Chief. And Swati Maliwal, you're still on dharna. I want to ask you, why are you on a dharna when the victim's mother has said that the survivor is in no state of mind to meet with anyone? I want to ask you, what good will a dharna do other than just getting some, some spotlight on the DCW Chief?
Ma'am, I just want to know from you. When I got to know about this case, I rushed to the hospital to meet the survivor or her family member. I was told by the hospital authorities that the DCP and the ACP are inside the hospital and they have given strict instructions that Swati Maliwal is not allowed to enter this hospital and she should not be made to meet the survivor or her family. I have been sitting here for the past 8.5 hours, and in between, some 2 hours back, the hospital authorities came to me with some letter. And by the way, this is a private hospital, so I don't know who this authority is. There was no I-card on him, and he says he's some personal officer of the director, and he's come with a 2-line letter where a woman is supposedly saying that I don't want to meet anyone, and there is a signature there. Now, are you aware whether this letter is actually been written by the mother of the survivor? I'm not aware. Why is it that the Delhi police has refused to allow me entry in the hospital? It is my statutory duty to do so. I need to meet.
All right, it is your statutory duty, Swati Maliwal. But may I know from you that this FIR was filed on the 13th of August. Where was the statutory duty of the DCW chief to know about the crime being committed 8 days ago? Why did you not know it then? Are your teams not in touch with the police thanas where these FIRs are registered? Do you not know of what is the crime against women when these cases are registered in Delhi? I want to ask you that question.
So, ma'am, there are two things. One is that I was not aware about this case until yesterday night. The moment I got to know about it, I've issued notices to the Delhi police. I have also issued notices to the Delhi government because I want this to be investigated as to what all sensitive posts he was on and what action was taken against any other complaint that was filed against this man. Because clearly he seems to be a predator. The moment I got to know, I came here to meet her. But instead of asking Delhi police this very crucial question as to why no arrests were made for 8 days, because they are the one who wrote the FIR, and instead of allowing the Delhi Commission for Women chief to meet the survivor so that proper help can be provided, I think questions are being asked from me that why am I doing my duty? Now the Delhi police told me to just get lost. The hospital told me get lost. But I'm still sitting here since 8 hours on this floor because I want to meet the survivor and I want to do my duty. Why is it that Delhi police is obstructing me from doing my statutory work? I think that is very shameful, and I really want to understand now because I feel that this girl is under some kind of pressure. Why is she being pressurized? Why is she not being allowed to meet the Delhi Commission for Women?
Of course she would be under pressure, Swati Maliwal, because she's been abused over several months by a man who's not only a director in the Women and Child Welfare Department, he's also been an OSD to a minister who's still a minister, and probably OSDs, as far as I have my 32-year-old career, I know OSDs are powerful and have a very good relationship with their ministers. Obviously she's under pressure. You think that is a mystery that you can't understand? Everybody can understand that the victim would be under pressure.
I agree with you, ma'am, that she is under pressure. But exactly why is it that Delhi police is trying to shield this man? That is the bigger question.
Shield the man?
If he is so associated
why,
with the Delhi
why
government,
was the Delhi government shielding the man? Are you saying an OSD? Ma'am, I want to ask you, is an OSD appointed without a background check? Does an OSD work for months and years with ministers without people knowing? You're saying he's a predator, very clearly. Nobody else got to know. They were vouching for him. There must have been a background check. Why was this man there?
So, madam, there are two. let me speak? Will you let me speak, ma'am?
Please.
So there are two issues. One is that the Delhi police got this FIR 10 days back. They should have immediately arrested him so that this man is not able to use his clout to influence the victim in any way. That is first and foremost. You see, Delhi police's role in questioning and in arresting people of power is always way under question. Even recently when Brij Bhushan Singh, till date that man has not been arrested despite an POCSO FIR being registered against him. So one point is that Delhi police should immediately have arrested this man and should have taken action, and we also issued notice, and we are questioning the Delhi police because I'm scared for the survivor that she may be under any kind of undue pressure, and I need to meet her and I need to assure her and I need to tell her that in case there is any kind of a pressure by whoever, action should be taken against that person. That's one. The second role is of the Delhi government. Of course, the Delhi government should be held accountable. There is absolutely no doubt about it. And that is why we have issued a notice to the Delhi government, because I want to understand what kind of sensitive postings this man has had, what was the background check that has been done against him. And also, you see, WCD ministries across the country, male officers are working there. This issue also raises a very larger problem, that what kind of regular background checks are done, because this man was appointed in the Delhi government some 10-20 years back. Now, are regular checkups done, are some kind of a background regular checks done in order to make sure that predators are not here, because this is a very scary case. This man may have had access to shelter homes. So I'm also trying to investigate what kind of complaints have been received against him in the past. Is any complaint pending? And if in any case any complaint has been closed, I think in light of this new case, we need to revisit all these cases. I think that it is very important that we get our priorities right, and it is crucial that the Delhi police should be held accountable as to why did they not arrest. If suppose Delhi government was actually colluding with this particular person, then why is it that the Delhi police did not arrest this particular person so that all this collusion could have been stopped? So I think it is important, because the powers to arrest is with the Delhi police. It is important we ask them that question, and I really fail to understand why is the Delhi Commission for Women Chief being made a spectacle of and is being made to sit here for 8.5 hours on this hard floor. I really fail to understand why is it that Delhi police is not allowing me to meet the survivor.
Well,
Let the mother of the
Swati
survivor...
Maliwal, I fail to understand why is Swati Maliwal, the DCW chief, looking as helpless and as without information as any hapless woman on the streets of Delhi. It doesn't really enthuse any woman in Delhi if you yourself have no idea that FIRs have been filed. You have no idea on the fact that this man, who you are today calling a predator, has had important positions in the offices of ministers. Why, ma'am, should anybody now feel safe that there is a DCW and the DCW can come to their help?
Madam, I think you are being very unfair, because instead of asking questions to the Delhi police who failed to arrest this man, you are just trying to ask questions from me and making me look like a helpless woman. Let me tell you, I'm not helpless. I will not move from this place until I get to meet the survivor, because that is my role. It is my role to meet her. It is my role to help her, and I will see which Delhi police has the guts to throw me out of here. I'm going to meet that girl. I'm going to do my job. But I think it is important that media houses also start doing their jobs properly by asking the Delhi police what accountability has been set, how many officers have been allotted to the Delhi police, what is their
questions of the Delhi police need to be asked, but those are not questions that I would ask you. I will ask the people who are answerable for the Delhi police. I will ask them questions. As far as you are concerned, I'm asking you questions only on the Delhi Commission for Women's role, and in that I feel there is a gap.
So
even
what
between.
Are you asking that why am I acting like a helpless woman? Delhi police has forced me to sit here, and I'm not acting like a helpless woman.
Well, let me get in Bansuri Swaraj, secretary of the Delhi BJP. Let me ask her the question on Delhi police, and Bansuri Swaraj is joining me on the show tonight. Bansuri Swaraj, thank you very much for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Bansuri Swaraj, Swati Maliwal says that the answer that needs to be given is by the Delhi police. Why only the Delhi police should be answering? Why did they not arrest the predator? In this case, this officer who's been an OSD, who works within the Women and Child Development Ministry. Why did it take 8 days to arrest him?
Navika ji, I think that is the incorrect question that Swati Maliwal ji is asking. The first question that needs to be asked is, why is it that on the 23rd of March 2022, why did the minister, Mr. Kailash Gehlot, handpick this predator to be his OSD? You're absolutely right. You know that OSDs and ministers share a camaraderie, they share a relationship of trust. And I read, Honorable Minister has declared that Shri Pramoday Khaka, Assistant Director Women and Child Development, may be deputed as OSD Women and Child Development to Honorable Minister. That means at the time of the crime, he was an OSD with the minister. So not only was he the deputy director of the Women and Child Development Department, he was also the right-hand man and the hand-picked officer, the favorite officer of the then minister, Mr. Kailash Gehlot. As far as why Ms. Swati Maliwal is not being permitted to meet the girl, allow me to answer this as a lawyer. The child is extremely traumatized. She was repeatedly raped since the age of 14. She became impregnated as a result of this crime. The accused's wife fed her abortion pills and then even threatened her so that she doesn't speak about the abuse. The worst part is, this is such a heinous crime, that the abuse continued even after the alleged abortion. I just want to ask you as a lawyer, I'm sure Swati Maliwal ji also knows that 164 statement of the child has to be recorded by the learned magistrate. Do you think that Delhi police should allow anybody else access to the child when you know that the doctors themselves have said that the child is not in a state to give a statement as of now because she's so traumatized that she's being psychologically being counseled? It took a lot of confidence building measures by the medical team for the child to even come out and speak. Should Swati Maliwal ji have a more sympathetic view? I know it is her job to speak to the child, but is it necessary, these theatrics? Does she need to be so hysterical about it? It's very easy to keep on blaming the Delhi police. The Delhi police has already arrested the accused and his wife. The proceedings for recording of 164 CRPC statements are underway. But I want to ask, has Ms. Swati Maliwal asked Mr. Kailash Gehlot, why did he handpick this individual,
Absolutely.
this predator to be his OSD?
Well, clearly many questions.
The kind of person who should
what
be the
is most
deputy
shocking,
director of the
Bansuri
department?
Swaraj, what is most shocking is that this happens in the heart of Delhi, in those offices which are supposed to protect women and children. If this is the state of women and minor girls in the state of Delhi, I shudder to think what happens in the back of beyond, in villages, where hapless girls are just made victims and predators go after them every day.